Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the fiery, chain-wielding, supernatural world of one of Marvel's most iconic anti-heroes, Ghost Rider. Forget what you think you know from the movies, because the history of this spirit of vengeance is way more complex and fascinating than just a guy with a flaming skull. So who is Ghost Rider? Well, that's the tricky part. Ghost Rider isn't just one person. It's a title, a supernatural mantle passed down or sometimes forced upon various individuals throughout history. The original Ghost Rider, the one that kicked everything off in the comics back in the 70s, wasn't even named Johnny Blaze. His name was Carter Slade, a cowboy who patrolled the Old West on a ghostly white horse. He was more of a supernatural phantom cowboy than the demonic biker we know today. Then came the game changer, Johnny Blaze, a stunt motorcyclist. Johnny made a desperate deal with the demon Mephisto to save his adoptive father from cancer. Classic deal with the devil stuff. Right, well, Mephisto, being Mephisto, tricked him. His father survived the cancer but died in a stunt gone wrong. As part of the deal, Johnny's soul was bonded with the demon Zarthos, and at night, or in the presence of evil, he would transform into the Ghost Rider, a being with a flaming skull, immense strength, and the power to control hellfire. One of his most famous and terrifying abilities is the penance stare. When Ghost Rider locks eyes with a sinner, he can make them experience all the pain and suffering they've inflicted on others, multiplied 1,000-fold. It's an incredibly powerful weapon that can mentally cripple even the most hardened villains. The stare doesn't just show them their sins, it forces them to feel the raw, unfiltered agony of their victims. For most, the experience is so soul-shattering that it leaves them in a catatonic state. But Johnny Blaze wasn't the last. Later, a young man named Danny Ketch stumbled upon a mysterious, mystical motorcycle in a graveyard. When innocent blood was spilled nearby, the gas cap of the bike began to glow. Touching it, Danny was transformed into a new Ghost Rider. Unlike Johnny, who was bonded with Zarthos, Danny was bonded to the spirit of his ancestor, Noble Kale, who was part of a long line of spirits of vengeance. This version had a slightly different look and powers, including a mystical chain that could morph into different weapons. This introduced a huge piece of lore. The spirits of vengeance are not just random demonic occurrences. They are divine agents, created by God to enact vengeance upon the wicked. This reckoned the idea that Ghost Rider was purely a demonic entity, adding a layer of holy, righteous fury to the character. The Ghost Riders are essentially Heaven's supernatural Black Ops team, and the line of Ghost Riders is long and varied. There have been Ghost Riders throughout all of history, in different cultures, all serving the same purpose. We've seen a World War I soldier Ghost Rider, a Prohibition-era Ghost Rider, and even a prehistoric Ghost Rider who rode a flaming woolly mammoth. Yes, you heard that right, a Ghost Rider riding a flaming mammoth. How cool is that? This ancient Avenger was part of a team alongside Odin himself. More recently, the mantle was taken up by Robbie Reyes. Robbie is a young mechanic from East Los Angeles who, after being tragically murdered, is resurrected and bonded with the spirit of a satanic serial killer named Eli Morrow. This makes Robbie's Ghost Rider unique. He doesn't ride a motorcycle. He drives a souped-up 1969 Dodge Charger, which is also possessed. And unlike the other Ghost Riders, Robbie isn't bonded to a spirit of vengeance, but to a malevolent human ghost, creating a constant internal struggle for control. Robbie has to fight not only the villains on the street, but also the murderous spirit living inside him. So how powerful is Ghost Rider? The answer is ridiculously powerful. The power level can fluctuate depending on the host and the specific spirit they're bonded to. But a fully realized Ghost Rider is nearly unstoppable. They are essentially immortal and immune to most forms of conventional injury. You can blow them up, shoot them, stab them, they'll just reform from the hellfire. Their strength is off the charts, capable of going toe-to-toe with powerhouses like the Hulk. In the World War Hulk storyline, Ghost Rider fought the Hulk to a standstill. The Hulk hit him with everything he had, but Ghost Rider just kept getting back up. The fight only ended because the spirit of vengeance judged that the Hulk was seeking justice, not vengeance on the innocent. so it simply left. It decided the Hulk wasn't a guilty party it needed to punish. Ghost Riders can manipulate Hellfire, a mystical flame that can burn the soul itself and cannot be extinguished by conventional means. They can project it from their hands, eyes, mouth, and imbue it into their weapons. Like Johnny's chain or Robbie's car, they can also create and control portals, allowing them to travel vast distances, even between different dimensions like Earth and Hell. One of the most mind-blowing displays of power came when Johnny Blaze, for a time, became the King of Hell. After usurping Mephisto, Johnny ruled over the fiery domain, commanding legions of demons and wielding almost limitless power within his realm. It was a dark and twisted turn for the character, showing just how far the power of the Ghost Rider could go. But with all this incredible power comes a heavy burden. The hosts, whether it's Johnny, Danny, or Robbie, are in a constant battle for their own souls. The spirit of vengeance is a brutal, merciless force. It has no regard for nuance or circumstance. It only sees sin and demands punishment. The human host acts as a tether, a conscience that tries to steer this divine weapon toward true justice rather than mindless slaughter. This internal conflict is the core of the Ghost Rider story. It's a tale of damnation, redemption, and the struggle to do the right thing when you're bonded to a force of pure, unadulterated vengeance. So, from a phantom cowboy to a stuntman's curse, from a divine agent of God to a possessed muscle car, the legacy of the Ghost Rider is one of the richest and most metal in all of comics. It's a story of fire, chains, and the eternal war for a human soul. What's your favorite version of the Ghost Rider? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Ghost Rider, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, stay awesome.